If Hollywood has ever had a fall of Rome moment, it happened yesterday. Warner Brothers and Netflix are merging. That is not just a business headline. This is the moment Hollywood finally admits that it's collapsing under its own weight. And the crazy part is it's not coming out of nowhere. If you've been paying attention, the strikes, the directors walking out, Nolan leaving Warner Bros. And then crawling back, you could see this coming like a slow motion train crash. Let me walk you through what this merger really means, because the ripple effect is going to hit filmmakers, writers, and the entire pipeline of this industry harder than anything since the rise of television. And honestly, this might be the last normal year Hollywood ever has. Hollywood didn't just break overnight. It's been cracking slowly, quietly, and painfully, like a giant glacier or something. Budgets got bigger, scripts got worse, the streaming wars turned into trench warfare. Disney started eating entire companies like Lucasfilm.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And every studio had the same plan. Spend more money than your competitor and hope to God your subscribers don't notice the content sucks. And while that was happening, you had Christopher Nolan, basically the last director alive who commands a cinema like a rock star, literally walking away from Warner Brothers because he said streaming was destroying the theatrical experience. That wasn't a tantrum, that was a warning shot. Then the WGA strike hit, then the Directors Guild got angry, the actors joined in, the studios panicked so badly, they put AI into contracts because they were bleeding cash. This merger, this is a white flag. Netflix has global infrastructure. Warner Brothers has the IP. Neither can survive alone in the current economy. This is not a partnership, it's two dinosaurs holding hands as the asteroid hits the Earth. But what does it mean for film? If you're a filmmaker or a writer, you need to understand the next point deeply. This merger signals the end of mid-budget filmmaking. Gone. Erased. Off the menu. The kind of movies that actually shaped film history. Seven, The Prestige, Prisoners, The Social Network. These don't get made anymore unless a director has the political power of Christopher Nolan. And even then, you watched it happen. Nolan made Tenet, a giant original blockbuster, and Warner Brothers still treated it like a statistic. They dumped it during a pandemic and shoved the rest of their slate onto streaming without telling directors. That's why the whole Directors Guild went nuclear. Because studios aren't thinking about movies anymore. They're thinking like tech companies. Retention, algorithmic velocity, watch time, scalable universes, quantifiable story worlds, IP that can be franchised across continents. Netflix and Warner Brothers means one thing. The data scientists, not the creatives, now run Hollywood. Stories will be greenlit based on compatibility, recognizability, international memeability, modeled risk profiles, and synergy with existing IP. This isn't filmmaking, this is corporate survivalism. And for writers, there's a cold truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Your script isn't competing with other scripts anymore. It's now competing with multi-billion-dollar universes. You're competing with the DC Universe, Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Dune, Game of Thrones, and whatever IP Frankenstein Warner Brothers cooks up next. If your story doesn't feel like it belongs in a world, it is gonna die in their inbox. If your opening pages don't grab immediately, they won't even finish page 2. And if your script can't appeal to LA, Seoul, Madrid, Mumbai, Sao Paulo, and London simultaneously, you're seen as unscalable. Writers aren't writing scripts anymore, they are writing global products, and if you don't adapt, you don't survive. But this may be the best time to ever be a writer. As terrifying as that all sounds, this merger actually creates a huge opportunity. Because when empires merge, they become unstable. When they become unstable, they need content, and right now, Hollywood is starving for fresh ideas because their old formulas have stopped working. You saw it with Nolan and Oppenheimer, a 3-hour biopic in black and white that almost made $1 billion. It broke every rule of modern Hollywood and still won. Why? Not just because it was Christopher Nolan, but because audiences are exhausted. They want personality, they want craft, they want a story that knows exactly what it is and it dares to be excellent. And studios, even merged mega studios, will always have to chase what works. We're at the beginning of a power vacuum. Executives are repositioning, green lights are being reshuffled, pipelines are being rebuilt, and the industry has to rewrite itself in real time. If you're a writer now, your job is simple. Write something undeniable, write something nobody else could have written, write something that isn't derivative, isn't algorithmic, isn't safe, write something that forces someone to say, we have to make this. Because in a world run by mergers and metrics, genuine voice is becoming the rarest and most valuable currency left. Hollywood isn't dying. It's mutating, and the people who understand that mutation are going to run it in the next decade. If you want to write, if you want to direct, if you want to build a career in this industry, now isn't the time to quit. It's the time to sharpen the blade. It's time to hold on to your script for dear life and just throw it out into the world. Subscribe if you want deep breakdowns nobody else touches, because next week I'm going into exactly how Christopher Nolan broke the algorithm and why studios are terrified of the next filmmaker who does the same.